Gentlemen, thank you so much. I think this is the first time we've had two guys on our set.
Congrats.
Right?
Congrats on a successful season #2.
Yes.
And Clyde, good. Look, man, I haven't seen you in just a little bit. Man, you still look at five slammer jammer time. I mean, man, you look good.
Looks are deceiving.
No.
I feel good, though. You're only as good as you feel. You know that.
Well, good.
Well, let's start by talking about tonight's game. Game plan a little bit for me. How excited for you to see the culmination of this entire season come together?
I mean, very excited. You know, the games have been great. Guys have been, putting it all on the line. Very competitive, fiery. And you got two great teams going at it. You know, Power is the #1 seed, led by Nancy Lieberman, so she can win a championship tonight, which would be great for a lot of different reasons. But also Michael Cooper got a great team in Three's company, and he can make history tonight by winning a championship in 4 different leagues.
You know, we follow Big3. I've been to a few of the venues, the crowd turnout, the support, and the whole event of how you entertain the people from the time they come in. I know you strategically have picked some of these cities around the U.S. How important was it for you to be able to bring a championship like that back to a place like Brooklyn and New York, and how basketball means so much?
I mean, Brooklyn set us off. They set us off right. Last season, our first game was here, and they showed up, and had a good time. And this was us getting our feet wet. And so we are very appreciative of that. So when we was planning this year, we was like, we got to go back to a few places. Dallas was one, and we're going to take them a playoff game, but we got to go back to Brooklyn with the championship and reward the city who helped us, set it off.
Launch the product.
Without a doubt.
And Clyde, what about just the basketball culture in New York City? Like, famously, I feel like for a long time, every great point guard was out of New York City. Before there was a stadium in Brooklyn, it was just Madison Square Garden, the Mecca. Playing in New York City as a player, what's that like? How's it different from maybe some other cities?
Well, New York is the bastion of basketball because of the press. But also, the fans love the game. They're very knowledgeable. The point guard legacy of guys coming from New York, Kenny Smith to tell you all about that,
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But they've always had a great history. Nancy Lieberman from New York grew up playing in the Rutgers League, along with Julius Erving, who's also in the Big 3. And so New York kind of intertwines the history of actually basketball from the beginning.
You mentioned Nancy Lieberman, and I know it was strategic when you decided what type of coaches that you were going to put out there, because you could put a lot of men out there. Nancy Lieberman, her and Cheryl Miller, you would argue the greatest basketball players ever. They used to call her the female Jordan. How much of a boost has she been in partnering with the Big 3 and her team getting to the championship?
I mean, she's a great coach. I mean, at the end of the day, great communicator. And we saw her last year. She was assistant coach for Rick Barry's squad, the Ball Hogs, and outcoached him that day. And so we was like, when Clyde took the commissioner job and vacated the Power coaching job, we were like, Nancy knows the league. She was into it. Let's see if she's down to do it. And her accepting the job was great for us.
And you guys have had her mic'd up almost every game. Man, her basketball nights is amazing. Her sets that she runs.
Yeah. I call her the basketball whisperer, because she knows how to communicate and get the best out of those guys. And, communication is a lot, a lot of coaching is communicating with people and getting them to play together.
Last time you were on the show, we asked you what you really wanted to see this year that you didn't have last year, and you said you wanted these games to be live, and they were. I mean, we talk about it, we promote it, and it's fun and it's exciting. Do you have a goal for next year, what you want to see in the next next season?
I think we could do more shoulder programming, inside the Big 3, things that can get you kind of hyped up for the week. Now we play on Fridays, and then Monday we got to kind of recrank it and get the promotion machine going to get ready for the next Friday. But if we had shoulder programming and had, shows on that kind of just broke down the week, broke down the matchups, kind of, to keep people interested.
We got a guy on our staff named Deontay that's been itching for a show and thinks he knows basketball, so I'm sure he's going to want to talk to you after this.
Let's talk to him.
Clyde.
You got the right guy here.
Clyde, I got to ask you a question, though. Last year, you were the coach of Power, right? Okay. All right. So, I mean, you build it. And now Nancy Lieberman gets Coach of the Year. She's going to get potentially a championship ring. Come on, tell us. You set the foundation for the team that's right now been the best team in the league.
Jar, she opened
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, we wanted to give her a team where guys were gentlemen and that they would respect and actually compete.
Yeah.
And so Corey Maggette is the captain of Power.
He
is a big part of that because he picked up Glenn Big Baby Davis in the offseason, Chris Birdman Anderson, Quentin Richardson, Xavier Silas. And so with Cuttino Mobley, those guys are deep and talented. So Nancy inherited a very nice team.
And if people didn't see the semifinal game, I mean, Power's been the best team in the league throughout the year. In the semifinal, they were playing, oh, God, it was the
Tri-State.
Tri-State, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 49-49. Big Baby's going for a game winner. Yeah. And this was park rules, man. No layups.
No layups.
I mean, I thought he was going to be, and also people don't know the rules. Free throws there, 1 to get 2. You got to win by 2. So Big Baby, who can at times be a shaky at the line, he's shooting to to walk off free throw. That had to be for you guys as exciting of a finish as you could have hoped for your semifinal game.
I beg for that kind of finish. They asked me before the playoffs, "What are you hoping for?" I said, "Man, I hope it's 48-48." Somebody call a timeout, and we don't know what's going to happen after that. And it really went down to that. It was 49-49. It was timeout called, ball out of bounds, and there was the steal by Quentin Richardson that, basically sent them to the finals.
Yeah, we have 2 games tonight to finish up year number 2. You and I talked about how phenomenal year number 1 was. Not that you were surprised, but the momentum that you were able to create, not only in the United States, but around the world in their interest in Big 3. We're going to have a great consolation game, championship game tonight. Year number 3.
Yes.
What does Ice Cube want to do in year number 3?
Well, it's really up to, our broadcaster, Fox, on, how do they want to help us grow
What you
the
need?
sport.
Shanks and them are watching. What you need?
They know what we need, you know what I mean? It's definitely not a secret. We want to grow the sport, and we want a partner that's going to, do the things that we need to do to grow the sport for the next 5 years. So, the plan that we go into in the offseason will be the plan that sets us up and, really, can hopefully get this league to where it needs to be.
Clyde, you wish you had something like this kind of league back when you were playing?
That's a good question. I would love it because I would have lit those guys up.
What's the ideal 3-on-3 team then? Guys from your era. Forget today's era. Give me your team. You're one of them.
Well, you need a shot blocker. You always need a rim protector. So give me Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh,
okay.
Well, you need a guy who can create off the dribble. I'll take Michael Jordan.
Oh. I thought you were going to go with all 5 Slamma-Jamma guys. I was like, we got Clyde, we got Hakeem. Okay, Jordan's a pretty decent.
All right, let's transfer to this era. I know Ice, you and I have talked about it. The dream guy, Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yesterday
Kobe
was his
turned
birthday.
40. Yes.
Yeah.
Kobe Bean Bryant. What's the potential of Kobe joining your league?
It's great potential because, as long as we continue to grow the league and go in the right direction, have competitive games, you never know. Juices could get flowing, and he might get the itch, and we got the scratch. And the thing is this, a lot of players have told us, yeah, and they didn't play.
Okay.
And a lot of guys have told us no, but when February come around, they ask for a contract. So we don't rule out nobody until we cross the deadline.
Ice, I know Kobe's your guy. I know he's probably your favorite player, after Magic, your favorite player ever. You're going about this all the wrong way. The way to get Kobe to play is to look into the camera and say, Kobe, what are you, scared? You too old? You can't handle it? Kobe, you think Baron Davis is going to D you up? You got to challenge him. That's the best. You can't.
That was in your former life. You used to do that. Keep it business right now, Ice.
No. That's my DEFCON 4. That's my DEFCON 4 plan. You know what I'm saying? I'm going back. I'm going by it the diplomatic way right now.
Or tell him he'll be able to go up against Smush Parker every single week in the league, and maybe he'll come in.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.